Hello everyone and welcome back to the second part of FailRace versus Community. This race we're running more increased tire wear B-class races, and for today's first race we're here at Mid-Ohio. A bit of a disappointing grid spot down in 20th, but another good launch off the grid. We switched to the inside of turn 1, already up to 18th at the moment. Everything's sort of concertinaing up through turn 1. Lucky to get through that spinning car that was caught up through turn 1, just about slotting in between the inside pit wall and the car being spun there. But as we head up towards the hairpin now, we did fall a little bit back because of that, so we're not able to challenge anyone into the hairpin. But as we head down the back straight now, car off in the grass, sorry. And there'll be another free position up to 16th. We're starting to close in on the cars in front as we head down to the right-hander here at the end of the straight. We try and have a late dive on the Ginetta, and also, I don't know quite what that white and red car is of Car Guy, who gets a little bit further glued with another car on the outside. They both run wide, and that gets us up to P13 now. We're looking to the outside once again of this next right-hander. It gets us side by side now with Liam, but we're going to be on the outside here for this double right-hander. Getting held up behind a car here. That's going to allow Car Guy to fire it back up the inside. We try and get the cut back on the exit, but space isn't quite there for us. As we head now to the final sector of the lap through the left-hander, see if we can take advantage. Car Guy just a little bit of side-by-side contact there. Gets shuffled out wide, but the Ginetta is going to try and fire its way back up the inside for P12 as we try and get a cut back there. Ewan heads to the pits. They accidentally didn't put enough fuel in, but we've got a good run out for the final corner there to take P11 from the Ginetta. And what a chaotic lap one. They're going from P20 to P11, but we skip now to the end of the second lap, a much calmer second lap, thankfully, to get into a rhythm here. We've got a couple of cars come together and find themselves in the gravel on the exit of the final corner. That'll get us up to P9 there, unfortunately for them. But as we head through the first corner here, we've got a bit of a better run than the car in front of us here. Both of us running a little bit wide as they run through the cones. It really slows them down. We've got a bit of an acceleration though after getting held up there, so we get to the inside, send it down the inside, just try and hold tight, try and get a cutback, but we shut the door on them. They give us a bit of a bump, but we'll hold on to the position in the end as we skip forward now another couple of laps. Someone else who was started further down the grid behind us is Glisker, and now that they've made their way through the field, they are coming up behind us. We're trying to just hold them off, but also looking at the cars in front, trying not to lose too much time to them. Glisker's good, trying to find the inside, gets very forceful, prying the door open, so he tried to close it, but it's somewhat fair, a little bit rude, but the gap was just about there. But from Glisker catching us, we were able to notice that they're very good in the corners, but really did lack in the straight line speed. You can see that they're running aero, which will of course will hamper their top speed. So as we come now to the first sector of the lap, which is much more straight line speed orientated, we close in a bit heading to turn 1, lose out through turn 1 itself here. As we head up to the hairpin, we're going to start closing in once more. We're not going to be quite close enough for a move here into the hairpin, but we have certainly closed up. The move is going to happen down this back straight with our pace advantage. Glisker closes out a little bit out of the hairpin, but doesn't close out enough as the acceleration comes in. Here comes the top speed. Glisker just held back by the extra aero that they're running. We pull in front to defend as we head into the right-hander. We don't want Glisker trying to dive us back down the inside, but Glisker messes up their braking on the outside, loses the rear end, and runs in deep onto the grass. That will lose them the position as we skip now to the end of the race. Glisker closing back up, maybe with another lap. They maybe could have tried to get back past us, but there isn't any more laps, so we will hold on to P8 in the end. Once again, Nissan proving quite competitive here at Mid-Ohio, made up a lot of positions to begin with, unfortunately not quite quick enough to close in on the cars in front after that. Maybe if we didn't get caught up battling with Glisker, we might have. But we'll move on now to the final race for Versus Community this week. We'll be back at Grand Oak. With our best starting position yet in P11, halfway up the grid. It's an average start here as we head to turn 1. We've got a bit of a run on someone, so we're going to try and send it to the inside. We get that position. Now we're looking to the outside of turn 2, this tightening right-hander. See if we can make up any more positions, but there's a bit of a crash. Someone's taken out the Janetta. Unfortunately, we just get caught up in that. A few cars get to the inside and get back past us, and we get held up once more by another slow car through the left-hander, and that's going to drop us even further back. Now down to P18. We try and move to the inside, not realising we've got a car there. So we're just back out. Be a little bit cautious here into the square left-hander. See if we can get a good exit. Bit of another crash there. A couple of cars getting spun into the gravel, so we'll make up some positions back up to 14th. Now having a drag race with Longbows. We head down the back straight. We're going to try and be late on the brakes. Dive it in. We're a little bit deep, but we just pull the car up in front of Longbow. There was the gap there for Longbow to make a cutback, but they just couldn't quite get the car to the inside. So we'll come round the penultimate corner here in 13th place and see how our straight line speed compares to Longbow in that Ford Mustang. See if we've got any straight line speed on the cars in front. Seems to be a strength of us so far, and we do here on a Ford Cosby. We dive to the inside here of turn 1. They try and hold it round the outside. We squeeze them right up to the curb. Pull to the left hand side to try and open up this tightening right-hander of turn 2. A little bit of wheel-to-wheel, door-to-door banging there, but we have the inside now for this left-hander, and that will let us get in front of the Ford. We have someone trying to come back, car guy there in the Lexus. They weren't quite close enough to do it. We've got a good exit here, and we're going to pass little silver car sweep to the inside to try and make a dive on Shadow at the last second, just pulling in front of that silver little midget or something. I'm not quite sure, but that little dive has compromised our exit. Shadow pulls back in front. We're sort of moving around the track, just trying to find a little bit of space as we head into this right-hander. We've all bunched up. We've managed to fend off the cars behind her, looking to try and see if we can get a pass on the cars in front. But we can't get boxed in a little bit. A couple of cars trying to go around our outside as we're 3 wide heading to the final corner now. We have to make a little bit of a lift to hold tight to the apex. We're just able to pull alongside of the cars in front. Longbow's got a bit of a run on us, so we're good. Fend to the inside towards turn 1 now. On the inside, will we be able to just pull ahead? We pull ahead of a couple of cars, but it's car guy still challenging us on the outside. Car guy now having the inside for turn 2, this long right-hander. Longbow's going to try and follow them through, put us back into P10. We're going to see if we can hold the inside for the turn 3 left-hander here, but not quite far enough alongside. We think better of it and just back out of it and consolidate P10 for now after that manic battle towards the end of the second lap. We're going to cut now to the end of the back straight. Longbow trying to put pressure on car guy. Car guy running deep from that allows us to get up into P9. We just slot in front as they're coming back onto the track. They're trying to have a little look at trying to come back at us, but as we head towards the final corner, we just have a little bit more acceleration for now, but they'll have the slipstream. We're not quite close enough to Longbow for any slipstream to help us out here, but we do have the straight line speed on car guy anyway as we head through turn 1. Few cars fighting just up in front around the top 5, the lower reaches of the top 5. It looks like car guy though has got a good run through turn 1. It's looking to the outside of us for turn 2. It's going to get the cut back and go try and look to go round the outside of us through the left-hander here for turn 3. Looks like they might get the move done. We try and get the power down but Car Guys just got that move done, though. We know I did a little bit more acceleration down to start finish straight. That's going to allow us to pull back alongside. It'll be neck and neck in the braking for this left-hander. We end up having a dive on one of the cars in front, so we really have to check up there on the exit to make sure we don't run the Lancer, I believe, off, or is that Mercedes? Can't quite tell with the livery. But we have a little look to the inside, just a little bit deep, nudge them, push them a little bit wide. So we're just going to pull out wide here and just give up the position, any advantage we gained from that contact. We do lose out to Shadow as well, but that's our own fault. We don't have anyone else to blame there. And of course, we've lost out to Car Guy as well. Shadow now getting to the inside of Vanilla here, I believe, in that Mercedes. But as we head down to start finish straight, we're in the slipstream. We've got a good run. They pulled to make a little defense at the last moment, so we just back out of any move. That does cause them to run a little bit deep though through the first corner, allows us to close back in through second corner. Think by the inside, they cover it off, so we look to the outside now. But we don't quite have the grip to make any move here work, but they're running 2x2 now through turn 3. Car Guy just sliding ahead of Shadow in that Renault up in front. We've got a great run on the Mercedes area, and that's definitely a Mercedes 190E, and we're able to pull in front by the time we get to the left-hander here. We get a clean run, uncompromised through there, as we now cut to the end of lap 5 here. Closing in on Car Guy once more as Shadow and Rusky are having a fight, but Car Guy's got a brilliant run on both of them. We're closing up as well as we close in on Shadow, struggling with turn 1, so we look to the outside. They'll give us the inside for turn 2 here, and we're looking to just try and get that move done on Rusky. We get bumped from behind that pushes us into Car Guy. Unfortunately, allows the Mercedes to have a go at us around the outside, so we're trying to defend P9 here. We still managed to hold Rusky off, who's fallen even further back behind the Mercedes and the other NSX, as we head up towards the square left hand here, getting on the curb, trying to open up the entry. We're a little bit tighter on the exit compared to Car Guy. Does compromise our exit slightly, and we nearly touch the gravel on the exit. That's going to drop us back slightly. We've still got a good gap to the Mercedes behind as we cut now to the final lap. Car Guy trying to get a move down the inside of Shadow into turn 1, runs it a little bit deep and wide and loses out. That allows us to close back in. We're going to look to the outside of turn 2. Not quite close enough to make that work, so we try and cut back, try and get a better line through turns 2 and 3, see if we can get a better exit here to get the move done. Car Guy a little bit wide through the middle and through the exit of turn 3 here is on the grass a little bit. That gives us a run. They pull over to defend, so we're just going to carry the momentum to the outside here as we approach the square left-hander, and we pull in front, pull a little defensively into the square left-hander. Now it's important that we get a good run here. It's alright, we don't run into the gravel this time, but it's not a great exit. Car Guy pulling up in the slipstream now. We know we have a slight bit more top lines speed than them, so we should be able to just hold in front. We're a little bit deep low into this right-hander under braking, as we can see a bit of a fight up ahead. Seems like a couple of cars are starting to struggle with those tires, with the increased tire wear that we're running. And through the penultimate corner, couple of cars run right. Chris nearly spins it on the grass, comes across the track. Shadow has to take major avoiding action. That really compromises our run through the final corner. Gives us a brilliant run. So we head up to the line. We're going to pull to the inside, see if we can get past. And we just about do to take P6 by about a quarter of a tenth in the end. Oh, what a race that was. A very unfortunate start. So that race could have been a bit better if we didn't have that per star, so we were a little bit quicker than the cars in front of us. We maybe could have got P3 there if we weren't compromised so much on that opening lap, but was still a great race nevertheless. So that's going to do it for this week of FailRace versus Community. Thank you everyone very much for watching this week, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.